10 years ago, BMW launched this, the BMW i8, and ever since then I have been really intrigued by it. Not only by its striking looks, but I've been desperate to get behind the wheel of one, and that is exactly what I'm going to do today in this video. Now on paper, it doesn't exactly set the world alight. It only has a 3-cylinder 1.5 mini engine producing 230 brake horsepower, and that is coupled up with an electric motor which on its own produces 130 brake horsepower. So combined, this car puts out 360 brake horsepower, which by today's standards may not be lightning fast, but we'll see if it's plentiful or not. So here is the BMW i8, and I'm really excited because I've never actually driven one. Now my aim in this video is to kind of change everyone's perspective on this car. I hear a lot of hate and criticism based at this car, potentially because it's electric, it's a hybrid, it doesn't have a V8, the engine is tiny, but to anyone who has those kind of niggles with this car, I say get behind the wheel and try one, because from where I'm stood, not only does it look fantastic, the short amount of time I have been with this car is absolutely blown me away and far exceeded all of my expectations. So let's jump in, find out how she drives. Now, first impressions of the i8, it is absolutely rammed full of tech in here. I've got a great digital touchscreen and everything else is very familiar BMW, all the switches and things like that. What I do like is when you glance in your side mirrors, that sculpture work of the rear quarter, it just reminds you that you're in something incredibly special. Getting in and out of this car is somewhat difficult due to this high arch. Now this car does have a very exotic carbon fibre tub, but the narrow opening and that high sill does make it a little bit tricky. Now it's okay when you get the hang of it, and to be fair, I thought my ancient back would struggle, but it simply doesn't. As you are all aware, this car is a hybrid, and of course you can drive around in fully electric mode, which is very cool, and it is plentiful for my daily commute. You only get around 15 miles to a full charge as it is, but that is plenty for me, so I could effectively go to work every day for very little money. But what is most interesting about this car is the hybrid assist. When you get in the car, you put to this gear selector over to the left and you're automatically in sport mode, and then you can use the paddles on the steering wheel just like a conventional car. It does make a very nice noise as well. Despite it being mostly artificial, you wouldn't really tell. Now, as you can probably tell by the way I am bouncing around, this car does have quite a harsh ride. It is very bumpy, very choppy, which is neither here or there for me personally. It is a little bit annoying sometimes, but I suppose it just, again, alliterates the fact you're in something special. You're in a sports car. Right, now that we have a national, we can test this car out. And straight away, thanks to that electric motor, you have instant torque. Throw it into a corner, instant power on the way out, and there we are doing some incredible speeds. Now what I can tell from throwing it into corners is the lack of kind of front end grip. That is pretty much down to the fact the front tyres are rather narrow. Now quite a few BMW i8 owners have upgraded the width of their front tyres and have positive results to say about it, and I think if I bought one, that is exactly what I would do. But why BMW decided to fit such a small tyre to a car like this is criminal. They have gone for efficiency when they should have just gone all out for a full-on sports car, maybe with a bigger engine. However, the engine isn't the kind of deciding factor, I don't think. It is incredible. The power it puts out is mind-blowing for such a little engine, of course with the assistance of the hybrid and the batteries. Oh, this is quick. Yes. And this is what I am trying to get across in this video. So many people turn their noses up to this car, but they've never really been around one. That child was pointing and at this car. It gets so much attention. Yeah, like I was saying, people haven't given this car the time of day. They haven't driven one, they haven't been around one. And I've never been a hater of this car. The complete opposite. I absolutely love the way it looks, and I've been fascinated by this hybrid tech. It is good for a hoon, but sometimes you just don't want to. I have an R8, and when I cold start it, I do feel incredibly guilty for my neighbours, but in this, I can waft out in fully electric mode at all hours of the day, and they needn't know I'd gone. But now we are on my favourite stretch of road, bloody hell, where we can test the handling characteristics of this car. Wow. I've got to say, the heads-up display is working today. It wasn't working yesterday. I could only see it if I was sat here, but it's working today, and I am more aware of the speed this carries. Wow. And I tell you what, all things considered, being a hybrid with those motors and the added weight of the batteries, this car is just shy of 1,600 kilos. So that is incredibly impressive for a car with this much tech. How have they made it so light? And the brakes are incredible. You really can't feel the weight of the car. Now, of course, they have made desperate weight-saving measures with the carbon tub and carbon fibre doors, but that all adds up, doesn't it? Because this is just brilliant. Let's go down here. Let's do a first gear. Okay. Oh, wow. One thing this car desperately needs is an exhaust. For me personally, it is a little bit too muted. It needs to scream and shout a little bit from that little 3-cylinder engine. It would have been nice if they'd made a complete and utterly bonkers car that matches the styling of this. Maybe put a big V8 in it. That would have been really, really cool. But it's just, I've got to say, it's a little bit refreshing having something more kind of sensible that also puts out the power that this does. Because with that little mini engine, you get mini running costs, and thanks to its electric nature, it's free to tax. Now, as breathtaking as this car is it worth the £110,000 it once was 10 years ago? That is strong money, especially considering the competitors of this car. So is it worth 110 grand? No, absolutely not. Not a way in hell would I have spent £110,000 on this car. But 10 years later, they are an exceptional bargain on the used car market. Examples like this can be found for as little as £25,000. Now, is it a good car for £25,000? I think for that money, it is absolutely fantastic. You get so much car for 25 grand. That's why I love it so much. Just because of the sheer depreciation this car has hit in the last 10 years. This is the beauty of this car. I'm pottering through a little village, so if I whack it back over and push this button E-drive, everything calms down and you can waft through villages without annoying any Karens. And you're fully electric, it's silent. And that for me it's not a gimmick, it's actually really, really useful. If I want to potter to the shops or drive through the Cotswolds and not annoy anyone, you can just drive in fully electric. Granted, I only have 9 miles of range, but the thing with this car is you don't actually need to charge it that often, because when you're in sport mode, you regen the batteries, you charge the batteries. I have found that I've gained enormous range just from half-an-hour drives, which I find is really, really impressive. Not only that, you get a different kind of display when you're in electric, and then whack it back over to sport, everything turns red, the engine fires up, pull a paddle, and it just goes. What a car. Wow. Because of that instant torque, it feels so much more than 360 brake horsepower. Wow. This car has it all. It's got the looks. I personally think it looks fantastic. It's got the drama of the doors. Imagine if they just didn't put the doors on this car. This car is the most concept looking car I think I have ever seen. Everywhere you go, people stop and stare. I've had so many conversations with people about this car that it's frankly just really, really nice. Honestly. Just tap the throttle. Give myself a whiplash. Yeah. So this car, all in all, has really, really impressed me. Really impressed me, in fact. More than I thought it would have. I thought it would just be like all electric cars, a little bit dull, a bit boring, get bored of it after a while. But how can you get bored of that instant torque and shunt you get when you accelerate? Unbelievable. This car, even by today's standards, is a technical marvel. Oh, I love it. Hopefully in this video I have convinced you guys to maybe give the i8 a second look. Give it a chance. Because not many people have. And if you get to experience one, have a go. Because I promise you, it will change your mind. As for me, I am utterly besotted by this car. Almost don't want to give it back. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of the i8 down in the comments below. Hopefully my opinion doesn't sway you too much. And if you love this car, say so. If you don't love this car, let me know why. But anyway guys, that is where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. It's been something incredibly different to what I normally do. But don't worry, service will be resumed in the next video, probably with a Range Rover fault. But if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because it really does help out the channel and give me the opportunity to film crazy cars such as this one. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.